So, um, I know I was on my Twitter page and I was talking about trying to find a way to, get compensated off of all the BS I've been going through. Cause prior to, like, I've been going from my Twitter to new TikTok because I'm trying to find a screenshot of TikTok page I had, but that page didn't even have like a lot of videos on it. It only had like one or two videos on it. And then yeah, so I've been going between TikTok and then because that's new, but and then I've been on here, but I don't know. It's a lot of videos. Excuse me, it's a lot of videos on here, but and I've been like posting stuff on my Twitter. So like basically, I just wanted to come on here and talk about what's like why I feel like I have to move. Um, because prior to the incident that happened in 2016, I was good. Like everything was good prior to that because I guess everything was on hush hush and everybody like, you know, they was like everything was on the hush hush. Nothing wasn't being out there. So now that people feel like certain things have been put out there, whether whether they feel like I did it purposely or not, because how could somebody purposely put something out there when your intentions was you going through things. You can't really depend on the people that you think you could depend on to ask them like to do something because they're always finding some way to kick you when you're down or put you out on your feet because they feel like you're trying to disrespect them in some kind of way, but really they just looking for a way to have you in a fucked up situation. Because I've been dealing with this since I moved out on my own. So that's not even the September 2016, that whole year going into forward. That ain't even the first time since I've been out on my own having to deal with some bullshit which had to set me back. So yeah, so like I feel like I have to move from over here because it's like somebody always trying to act like they really concerned, but really low key, they acting like they concerned so they can know what's going on, and then so they can know what's going on so they can fuck up what you got going on. But let it be them going through some shit. Like let me literally have been doing shit behind the scenes to fuck up what they got going on. Then they will be like, doing basically what they doing now. Cause since I moved over here, I was living with these other people for like 2 years. Before, well, that was when the incident happened with my stuff because, I was in a hotel and stuff, and then like prior to that, I had stayed with my mentor, and like I said, I had stayed with my mentor. Prior to that, I had stayed with my one of my aunts on my mom's side for a while, and then around that time, I had ended up getting a car, so I was still working and everything. Um, then I was doing, healthcare or whatever. So like the money was, I was making more money. I feel like in a way than I'm making now. Actually way more than I'm making now, probably, because it depends on where I was at. One job was weekly, that was getting a paycheck every week, and then the other one was every 2 weeks. So like, yeah. So then when I moved with them people, it was cool at first, but I had to say it had to start after the stuff happened with my stuff. Like, and I really feel like people was doing shit behind that because like I was on top of it or whatever, and all of a sudden I'm getting all distracted. So for some reason, I'm losing um thought of like, I guess what I had to do. So now everybody try to put it as that the people that I talked to in the past, they like, oh, you should have did this, or why you wasn't having your stuff more together and all this stuff like that. And at the time, I felt like I did because, and then after the fact, people like, oh, you should have told me this because I would have told so and so to let them have you put your stuff down there. But who knows if I would have put my stuff not in where I had put it at. If I didn't put my stuff in the storage unit, and if I had put in my stuff at somebody's basement or whatever, who know if people don't wouldn't have went through my stuff then. So right after I moved with them people, they started acting funny. Even though they spoke in a different language, I be sitting there being nosy as fuck, cause the wall where I was at, it wasn't no insulation, so I could hear into their side of the house, which was like the living room or whatever. I could hear them saying stuff, and then sometimes they would be out in the garage saying stuff. Like, so, I'm putting two and two together. Like, a bitch ain't, I'm not stupid, I'm not slow, and I'm adult. I'm not a child that can't figure shit out. So, people was saying shit there. And then at that time, the people that knew that I was out there, it was people that I thought was close to me, or I thought that, really was on my fucking side. But whole time, they could have been saying shit, but I know a lot of shit got spread and said through Facebook because that's everybody thing. Now that we got all these but Twitter been around just as long as Facebook, but the whole TikTok, but TikTok wasn't around, or it might have just started, or maybe a while after that. But a lot of what has been being said or whatever, it's been like, people saying shit through word of mouth, or they saying shit on social media. So I feel like that's why I had to end up moving from them, because they let people get in their ear, because nobody has their own individuality nowadays. Everybody going off of what somebody else telling them instead of going off their own mind. They going off what somebody else is telling them when they not even knowing shit, and like, they not knowing it for themselves. They taking it from what somebody else telling them. So I feel like that's why I had to move the way I had to move when I left them people house, because they let their family get in their ear, like, because that's the only people that was around them was like their family and they close friends or whatever. And a lot of people got fucking, excuse me, a lot of people got Facebook. So I'm like, okay. So I just, went with the flow. I'm like, all right, because I know I didn't do nothing wrong. Every time I was getting money, I tried it. That's another reason too, why I feel like another reason that has to do with my stuff too, partially, is the money thing. Because when I moved with them, I had to give them a deposit. At that time, I was not getting any help from any outside source except from me working. So I had to give them a deposit. So I feel like, because I'm in like up in the air, stressing and trying to figure out what my next move was, that also took part in me with my stuff. But it's like the whole thing. I felt like with the storage unit, I felt like they had my updated number, because I didn't, and that's why I'm like, I can't understand. Like, I'm still trying to figure out, and I shouldn't even be worried about that like that now. But it's still the simple fact of, it was my stuff, and I know my number was updated. Now, if I did change my number, I'm trying to think back then why I would have changed my number, but I don't know, because I feel like I was dealing with the person I was dealing with. So why would I have changed my number? Even though I won't, at that time, I didn't, I wasn't living with that person, because I had my own stuff. But it's just like, it's crazy. So when I end up having to move from them people, and I was like really in a jam, like I feel like I am now. So that's why I'm going through the shit I'm going through again. It's happening again, because in people ear. And I feel like also this time, people paying them money or some shit or something like that to do shit, and it's way more than one person involved. um I feel like it's high people that's got something to do with it, and people that's in the lower, whatever, that's not really like, they got something to do with it too. because first of all, they want me to be fucking struggling. They want me to be fucked up. They don't want me to have shit. So excuse my language, but it's like, why would you do that or be plotting shit? But that's how you know how vindictive and spiteful people is, because they not really satisfied or they not really happy. They like to see people going through shit. They like to see people struggling. They like to see people fucked up. So yeah, and then like when I moved over here, I found this out of nowhere. You know how online I found it. So I moved in here, and then like a while after I moved in here, it was an incident that happened with my job. So my thing is, the way people been going so hard to fuck with my shit is like I keep saying, I ain't been doing none of that type of shit to nobody, because first of all, once I moved over here, I noticed that I slowly started, you know, how I am now. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm not dealing with nobody, because everybody is on that temporary fake shit, or it's all on, oh, if you do something for me, I'm gonna do something for you type of shit. Or if you end up getting around them, they gonna look for a reason to argue with you to either cause you getting hurt or some shit like that, or have you in some kind of shit where you getting locked up or something. So it's like the two. So why be around people when you know their intentions is not no good for you, and they gonna try to have you in some kind of shit one way or another. So yeah, once I moved here, like, you know, a while after I moved here, because I moved here in June, and then I end up having the issue that happened with my job. That happened in November. So when that happened in November, so I moved here in June. So that's June, July, August, September, October, November. So I was here like 6 months, because I've been here 4 years till this date. I've been here 4 years, and so the first 6 months I've been here, I was good. Ooh, excuse me, I was good. I had my job and everything, and then right after that, basically from November to May of 2019, I didn't have no fucking job, because you know when I got, that happened with my job that I was at. That whole 6 months, I had to go downtown to the library, back and forth, trying to do applications to find me a new job. And then I was getting a sense like, you know, I need to move away from doing the healthcare, because I just felt the sense that it was some not so right shit going on, and it's like, and that's, I believe that's when I started my spiritual journey. Unknowingly, I started my spiritual journey, because I started sensing stuff and recognizing like something is not right and something not adding up, you know. And then while I've been here, it's been a whole bunch of stuff that's been going on. So from first of all, me having that happen with my job, then what else? Like without the job for the 6 months, so like I don't have no money coming in. I had to cancel my phone plan that I had at the time. I had just had end up getting a credit card. I had to close that out because I couldn't afford to pay for that anymore. Um, then like I don't know which one was first. I had an incident where I kept finding. Oh no! First it was with my dog. So the whole time I've been here, unfortunately, because how it's been since I've been at this apartment, I haven't been putting no like effort into it and like really getting stuff or buying stuff, just because the simple fact I just something was, I've been like not wanting to buy nothing really like that I really want, that I will really feel like it being an apartment. So I haven't been really worrying about nothing except for trying to make sure I was like having somewhere to have somewhere to be and have something over my head. Um, so first thing was the thing with my dog. I came home. We was good. I'm taking him out on walks and everything and all that. And then one day I come home and all of a sudden he like I don't know if he started walking because like I said I don't got certain stuff in here which I'm seeing like furniture, so I don't have certain furniture for him to be like jumping off of or climbing under or anything like that. So I come home one day from work and then all of a sudden he he ended up walking or something. He ended up whimpering and stuff. So I feel like from that instance, I felt like but it was no way to prove it. The only thing I could think of was somebody did something to him because he was whimpering, and like in the midst of that, we was going through his fur was getting a little, it got crazy or whatever, but that was before the first. So I found came home, found him whimpering. So something was going, and then I noticed it in how he was walking that something happened with his one of his back legs. Um, and then I kept finding I had found like two teeth in here, like somebody having their teeth taken out. I had found two of those in here, and I'm like, it ain't mine's, cause I didn't lose no teeth while I was here, so I still got one of them now. And I don't know where the fuck those came from. Another thing that happened while I was in here, um, my vacuum. So I had like a vacuum or whatever, and I didn't even start using it since I've been here. But before I had moved, I had like, I'm the type of person if I know how to take something apart, I'm gonna take it apart. So I was taking it apart prior to me moving here, and like it wasn't nothing in the bottom part. So I came home. No, I was here already, and I came home. I guess one day I was wanting to use it, and I noticed all this stuff in there. I'm like, where the fuck is this coming from? Because I didn't even use the vacuum yet. So I'm like, so because of that, I had tried to use it, and then it was like, I don't know, it wasn't working right. Like it was already, it was brand new too, cause I only had it when I was at the other place prior to me moving here. So that means I only had it like a year or something like that prior to me coming and moving in this apartment. So yeah, I ended up getting rid of the vacuum because I'm like in the pieces that was in the vacuum, it was like I didn't even have that kind of rug down here. I didn't never have no rugs or anything in my in the bathroom or in the living room or any part of this apartment. I haven't had no kind of like the rug piece particles that was in there. I didn't have no type of that rug in there. So that made me think like somebody has been in this apartment while I'm like leaving and stuff. Cause when I first got here and before I had the issue with my job, I'm working like overnight. I'm working 3 to 11s or 3 to 12, whatever the shift is. That's what I'm working. So I'm trying to figure out how the fuck um is these pieces of this in this vacuum. Like I'm the only one that's supposed to be renting this apartment. Even though it's a month to month lease, nobody else should be having access or coming in and out this apartment because this apartment is supposed to be for me. Like I'm the one that had to worry about the rent and make sure that it's getting paid, whatever, and that this that, and the third. So I'm trying to figure out how is these pieces all in my the rug. So that was one thing. That's two. So another thing was I said my job. Then I had the tooth, whatever, the two different teeth that I found on the floor. What happened with my dog? Cause I still like I ain't had no kind of like big furniture or like couches or anything in here, so I'm still trying to figure out about that. The thing with my vacuum. Then one day I came home and it was a fucking bat in the house. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, okay, I'm on the lower level of this house because it's really a house, but it's set up as an apartment. So it's supposed to be two separate apartments, and supposedly the people that occupy upstairs they're not supposed to have no access to down here. So, but I'm trying to think like how the hell this bat in here. I really feel like I said, the incident with my dog and everything else that has transpired since I've been in this apartment, somebody has a key or been who shit, maybe they don't even have to have a key. They've been coming in and out of here while I've been gone. That's the only time they coming in here. So they not coming in here while I'm here. Little do I know, I don't know for sure, but cause if yeah, I don't know. But I know that I feel like somebody's been coming in and out of here since I've been here. Then after that happened with the bat, okay, so I'm not sure how long that was after that, but this was a really bad one. Was when I okay, so I think I had drunk something the night before. I had this at this time. I was using this pitcher I had bought from the store. You know the little pitchers you buy that you can make juice in with the cups that come in it when you buy it. So I had bought one of those, and I had made something to drink. I think it was like a red color, or it was like some kind of color like that. So I think I had drunk something the night before or whatever, because that morning when this happened to me, I remember going in the refrigerator to try to grab something or grab that, and I couldn't even fucking like stand up right. So yeah, so then I had to like, then I'm at the sink, I'm trying to like get my balance, I still couldn't get my balance. Then I had to go lay down. I was like, I can't stand up, I had to lay down, I had to lay down. So I went and laid down, and like it was just so bad. Like I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. I'm like, and then I really like, So eventually, I had mustered up the strength, because it was like it was so like I never felt like that ever in my whole entire life. Like all the shit I don't had to go through, I've never felt like that. Never ever ever felt like that. So I knew something wasn't right. So I had mustered up the strength. The only person I could think of to call off the top of my head was my biological older sister, cause she's within distance of me, and then this childhood friend I have, her baby daddy, or the father of her kids, he's in with. They both like my sister, my biological sister, and him. They both within distance of each other and within distance of me, out of all my family that live here, uh, where I'm at. So I ended up calling her, and she was like she was at work or whatever. I think she was telling me she was on her lunch break or something. So luckily she ended up coming, because I think she was telling me to call the ambulance, but I'm like, I don't want to call the ambulance, because I had to call the ambulance when I was at another apartment, but it was because something had happened with the smoke. I forgot what happened. Something happened with the smoke over where I was at, or something was going on. And I had to call the ambulance back then. So I didn't want to call the ambulance, because I don't know if they still doing that now, but they charge you for that. So she ended up coming to get me, and she took me to the emergency room, and they had me there. And I like when I got there, it was like midday or whatever, and then I had to end up staying overnight. um yeah, so yeah, and then now I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to think about this other time of why I had to go to the fucking yeah, that's making me think about that shit too. So she took me to the emergency room. She didn't stay, but they had me stay there overnight. And like they kept, I guess they were supposedly running tests and stuff. Like they had me go to the bathroom to pee and stuff, and like basically what they try to say when they end up discharging me, they try to say it was vertigo. But now that I have thought about it, I really feel like somebody put something in my drink, because I feel like I just seen a video like yesterday of this woman getting charged of poisoning her husband. She was putting this like liquid that you put in the sink or something. She was putting that in this man's drink, and so now that's what I'm feeling like. That's what it was, because the people at the hospital, they try to say it was because of vertigo and all this stuff, and then they try to prescribe me this medicine to take and all of that. So because they said they couldn't, like they really was saying they didn't know what it was, but they tried to say it was vertigo. But now I'm feeling like that was something else. So that happened, and I didn't really have nobody to help me. So I'm going with the flow. I think I end up feeling better, like to a point where after that, once I got back to this apartment, I had went and got me some ginger ale, or I had some here or something like that. But I end up coming coming back, or kick how you say getting better or whatever after that. Like a few days after that, little by little, I started feeling better. Um, and then like what happened after that? So after that, and this that was between the time when I believe I yeah, cause I didn't have no job then. So that was in within the 6 months, like probably the end of me not having no job. Um, within them that was within the 6 months, like the end of the 6 months that I did not have a job. And yeah, so like after that, that's when the thing with my dog fur was like getting a little bit more crazy. So his fur was getting all out of control. But what are you supposed to do when you've been out of work for 6 months? You ain't got no money coming in. Um, you're not really getting no help from services like through the county or whatever. So you're not getting no services through them because they make you go through all this just to get help. Um, so yeah, so what I end up did getting from them was food, like to be able to get food. That was the only thing within. I think I did that within those 6 months. That was the only thing that I ended up getting from them because like the May of 2019 is that's when I had got the job at the retail place, and I ended up being there 2 years. But the whole time while I was there, it was like it was a lot of more stuff going on still. And like the whole time after I got the job, I feel like to this day, I still feel like somebody been coming in here when I'm not here. I just it's no way I could prove it because I don't have no ring door, and like I said, I don't have a lot of like certain stuff in here, but I could just sense it, and then certain stuff that been happening been off. Like okay, like what last week or something. Like I came home, so it's like this door over here that goes down to the basement. This first door that goes down the steps, it wasn't all the way locked. So that made me feel like another reason why I feel like somebody been in here because I always keep that locked. If I'm not going down there into the basement to do, the little load of clothes I be doing, I always keep that door locked because that's make me feel more comfortable. But prior to that, like if somebody ever go back or you go back and watch my video, one like my couple of my tarot videos, you will see that I had tried to put up some or you'll hear it too. I had put up some these alarm things you're supposed to put on the door, and it's supposed to alert you if the door is being opened ajar or whatever. So yeah, so it was some weird shit going on with that. Um, when I had those up, but now I've turned them off because they started messing up. So I don't know why they started messing up, but they did. So I turned them off. Um, yep. So that was happening, and then like what else has happened since I like recently? The last was what I said when I had to go to the emergency room. Oh yeah, so what was this? This 2022. So the whole thing when I kept talking about all these videos, the like prior videos talking about me with my dog is last summer. So the whole time I've been over here, I haven't been I had started a little bit talking to the occupants up the well the head person, the woman of the house or the house. The mother of the house upstairs, the apartment upstairs. I had started speaking with her a little bit, but then I I pulled myself back because of the situation that I see, seeing how people was acting. So I'm like, okay, I just better just it's better off just doing how I've been doing, just keep it to myself. Cause I don't got time for that whatever type shit, that funny shit. So yeah, so last um August, around this time, or might have been even July, I get a knock at the door. So, I had been on my feet, whatever. Cause another thing, last August, the beginning of last August, I end up, having to quit my job that retail job I was at for 2 years because they started being on some stuff about my attendance. They knew I ain't had no car. They knew I've been getting on the bus and taking Ubers the whole time I've been there because I'm only doing part time with y'all. Even though it's getting paid every 2 weeks, I'm part time. Um, I keep asking y'all, if I could apply for a full time position. Y'all keep giving me all these excuses. Why you can't, why a person couldn't apply. Well, me, why I couldn't, apply to get the full time position. So, I'm kind of like the money was, it was decent. I would say it was more decent than what I'm dealing with right now because yeah, like every 2 weeks I would get like at least, so every week I would get like at least a little over 20 hours or whatever. So that would add up to like 40 hours for the 2 weeks. But okay, so yeah, so last year, the end of July, I get a knock at the door, and this was right before I had ended up leaving the other retail because they were trying to be on me about my attendance, but I'm still coming. And y'all hiring all these new people, and half of them is not even staying. They'll be there for a week, a couple weeks, and then they be leaving because while all this thing pandemic been going on, everybody been hiring and wanting to pay more money to get people in the door. But it's like once people get in the door, it's like they either deciding to stay or they deciding to go. So that's what was happening at the other place where I was at. So they just felt like, oh, we don't need her, so we gonna be on her ass, messing with her. So she'll like either she gonna try to do this or try to do that. So I wasn't gonna make it no like promise that that I wasn't gonna be late again. But I felt like shit. At least I'm coming and showing up. Shit, y'all should know how it is right now with what the fuck is going on and how the times is. Like y'all barely having people want to fucking work. At least I'm coming in here. I'm working. I'm trying to give the best, positive, good energy that I can muster up together, with the circumstances that I'm having to deal with. You should be wanting to keep me. You should be. I'm not saying just like let shit just like I don't know. I just feel like they should have just left me alone. Basically, um, that's how I feel. Cause I was still coming here. I pretty much knew everything for the most part what I was doing with my job, as far as working for them. I knew, a lot because, I was like paying attention. I took notes. I had my little notebook I had writing shit down. So if I needed to look and see something, I knew whatever, whatever. Um, but so that happened. I left them, but prior to me leaving them, like I said, I had to knock at the door, and it was the dang animal police people. And it's crazy. I had them coming to my door, and I used to love watching that damn show on TV, but now I don't even care. I don't even watch that shit now. But I was going through the incident. Prior to me getting a job with the place. Um, I was out of work for 6 months, but I know I should have been working more, trying to find more way of getting him taken care of. But like it was like the whole thing too is like through the whole pandemic, first people wasn't really seeing people. They wasn't really seeing people. They wasn't really seeing your pets, or if they was, they got the appointments all the way far out. So I feel like that definitely had a factor in why I prolonged the thing too, because I had called prior to COVID and stuff to see about him getting his fur taken care of. So I kind of knew the approximate amount of what it was going to cost, but because of the whole pandemic, that just messed everything up because like I said, with the whole making appointments, scheduling appointments, they putting them so like, well, in the beginning they was not really seeing people unless it was an emergency and all this other stuff, and then like, you know, like now I think you can make appointments, but it's probably still might be far out. I don't know. So yeah, he came to my house, I guess, because somebody around me where I'm at over here, they don't called on me about my dog. And the thing is, when we was going the whole thing with his fur or whatever in his leg, and the only reason why his leg was a factor is because, like I said earlier, came home one day, don't have no furniture in here like for him to be jumping off of, and he not that type of dog. He be trying that sometimes, but I, you know, if I'm here I would grab him. But since I've been here, I haven't had no furniture in here, so it's like I didn't understand how that was happening with his leg. I don't know. So that's why I feel like somebody, like, it's been numerous reasons why, or situations of me feeling like somebody been in this apartment while I'm not here. And another reason how I know I feel like that, because when I was at the one job, every it didn't start in the beginning, but the whole, I say the whole, not the whole, but like 6 months of that last year that I was there, it was like people was coming in to the store, and for some reason, you know, they knew it was me. They knew they was knowing, like, cause you know people be knowing shit from phones, and you know all this way how people be communicating and doing shit. People was coming in the store and they was like saying little shit. So I don't know if people was saying shit to like really like let me know, or was they saying stuff to like try to like, you know. But I really feel like majority of it, because it's been going on at the job that I'm at now, but now it's different because the type of store that it is. So the store that I'm at now, or the place I'm working at now, the stuff that they sell and stuff is different from the stuff that they sell at the other place that I was at. So yeah, so the whole thing with my dog, that they came, somebody called, I don't still don't know who it was. And I like this whole, from last year that time to now, up until what, a month or two ago, I have been having to go back and forth to court, um about my dog, because they really was trying to make me give up my dog, and I've had my dog since 2014. um and that is a long time. And like, you know, in the beginning of me having them, and I was good then, like with my job and everything, I was, you know, working somewhere, you know, one of them dang places I was at. I ain't gotta go into detail of that, but I was working, and we didn't have no issues with, you know, him getting his fur cut. You know, I did have the little issue with Petco. You know, they were trying to say his fur was like matted, but it wasn't even matted then. So I ended up just stopped going to them, and then after that, I have found this lady that's in this city, and she did a really good job with him. I think he had went to her like twice, but see, after I had moved from over where I was at, because I think one of the last times I took him to her, I don't think I had a car, or I might have did have that car then. But yeah, I think I only took him to her like twice. And then like I had to end up moving from over there where I was at. So I kind of like stopped going to the lady or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, this whole last year, since last July or whatever, I've been going back to court for him, because they try to like say like, you know, they try to bring up these charges on me, or this charge on me. And I know what has been going on prior to whoever, because like to this day I still don't know who called. And I really believe like it's somebody around me, or it's somebody that I'm not communicating with now, that they don't call and called on me about my dog. Because I really don't have, since I've been over here, I have, only person that was coming over here in the beginning was my mom, my sister, the one I already talked about, biological sister, her. See, all of them two know where I live at, and my childhood friend. Them three know where I live at. Like they know that I've been living here. But I haven't been seeing none of them. Last time I seen the last person I see out of them was the childhood friend, and that was like what, that was right, that was before last year. So I haven't seen her in like probably like a year, probably. Um, yeah, cause the last time I seen her, she came over here. She brought me a little gift bag and stuff, whatever. And yeah. So I think that's been like a year. But yep, I've been going back and forth to court because of my dog. Because either somebody in this neighborhood called, somebody called. I don't see. I don't know if it was a family member that called. I don't know, but I feel like it was a neighbor. It's in between it being a neighbor that called, or somebody that I'm not like dealing with now, as far as like a relationship. They called, but it's out of them too. So because of that, and it ended up getting worked out that if I was gonna keep my dog, I had to be on probation for a year. So I had to be on probation for a year. And then I had to go see them like every freaking couple of weeks and everything. Plus, they got me doing like for right now, I have to do an evaluation for mental health and um, a drug thing. And I know I haven't been doing no drugs. Like I haven't. Last time I smoked weed was or marijuana, you want to say, is it was probably like 2019 because I'm really nervous now as far as buying anything. And plus, I haven't had the money, so I'm not about to be trying to buy no shit and I don't got the money. Like that's like me trying to buy cigarettes, like packs of cigarettes and shit. And them shits is like who knows how much the fuck them shits cost. But I've been stopped smoking cigarettes. Um, yeah, so they got me doing evaluation for mental health, which I like. I've dealt with that. I went to that like years ago, but I had to stop going because the grant or the program that I was with, it got closed, or the grant got closed down for it. So I couldn't go and see that therapist no more. So yeah, and while I was going to see her, she was feeling like it was good for me to get put on a small dosage of some kind of depressant. But I had started taking it for like a little while. This was back in like around 2014. But then for some reason I just stopped taking it because I don't know. Mm, I don't know. And I've been doing really good, even though I haven't been taking it. Cause like even my doctor, my primary doctor, he was telling me he didn't think that I needed it. Cause he know everything, anything that like even when I went to the emergency room, and I didn't go to my hospital where I usually go for all my appointments. Since my medical records is they got it all through that electronic medical records. He end up he's able to get access to that information. So yeah, so because I didn't give up my dog, because I'm like, why do I have to give up my dog? And I know the reason why. I know the reason why he looking like he looking. I know how my money was like. Even though I was working, I've been working like the whole time. Cause like I said, when I left the other job, I got this job I'm at now. I had got that at the end of August last year, and I left the other job at the beginning of August. So it's like the whole time I've been here, even though I've been going through all this stuff, I've still been like, working and shit. It's like it's not like I'm not gonna work or whatever. And then now I feel like what is happening now is somebody been in somebody's ear to my landlord that I was dealing with. So now I feel like that's why he making me move, because he's talking about, oh, you giving me a hard time. What? How am I giving you a hard time? Okay. If I'm calling you about your apartment, that's giving you a hard time. If I'm calling you about them making your ceiling all messed up there, that's giving you a hard time. Okay. All right, whatever. So somebody, I feel like somebody been in his ear telling him that they think I should move because of whatever, whatever. Knowing I don't talk to nobody, I don't deal with nobody. I, I was about to say barely, but shit, I don't have no company. So I'm just trying to figure out like what how am I making it a problem for you? So now because of that, that's affecting my like assistance that I'm getting through this agency that I deal with in the city. That's affecting that, and they've been helping me for a long time. They ain't even been just helping me here. They don't help me before, prior to other places. So now motherfuckers trying to fuck with my help. Um, then I feel like it's affecting my job because people coming to my job trying to start shit because of whoever from the past they coming and trying to do little shit, say little shit. Like this lady was yesterday, she was so going hard trying to like argue with me. Like she wanted me to say something like she wanted me to get all crazy with her so bad. You could see it all in her face. I'm like, um, yeah, she wanted me to just, cause she wanted that, but I wasn't about to give it to her. So just because I be knowing when motherfuckers be trying to do shit. Like you could sense when you in a certain energy, you could tell when motherfuckers be trying to provoke you. So yeah, and I'm also feeling like people is doing shit because of shit that got to do with my diary, my journal. So I feel like that's another reason why stuff is happening the way they happening. But it's like nobody don't want to tell me shit. Everybody trying to keep shit secretive because they want to be like I was saying yesterday when I was talking about stuff yesterday on one of my videos. I said like people doing stuff, but they don't want to basically they don't want to show their hand, but they know what they've been doing. But nobody don't want to show their hand. They don't want to say nothing. They want to act like it's not what it is. They want to act like they don't know that they know about my diary and stuff, and that they've been like spreading lies and shit about that and whatever else along with it. They don't want to admit to that shit, but they'll come and try to antagonize me and shit, and or sending people to try to see if we coming together as a couple, let's see if she gonna fuck with us. Let's see if she on that gay shit. No, I don't eat pussy. No, I don't like pussy. If motherfuckers knew how to act normal and like maybe I could be friends with people, females. But right now I really don't even want no female friends. I don't even want no new female friends because people like you clearly see people as being really shapeshifter. Like one minute they fuck with you, then the next minute they plotting on you to try to fucking kill you and shit. Cause you seeing that all over the news now. What people is doing, like you think these motherfuckers is your friend, the whole time they behind your back plotting to fucking kill you and shit, or do some harmful ass fucked up ass shit to you. So yeah, and then that's another. That's I don't want no new friends, no new female friends. I might talk to you and try to be like cordial with you, but as far as like having a relationship with people, I don't really feel like I could do that right now because people is like really they on some other type of time. So yeah, I don't think I could do it right now. Like if you gonna be my friend, you gotta be somebody that's doing more than what I'm doing because I don't want nobody where I'm at. I want somebody that's doing better than me because everybody got some kind of motives right now. Some of them might be good, and some of them definitely. I feel like it definitely is probably more bad motives than good motives right now. Cause I see that for myself of what I'm going through. Like it ain't no way like for stuff to be going the way it's going if nobody's not doing anything. If nobody's not doing anything, then I wouldn't be having all these problems. Like this past week. So yeah, so like this last week I had applied to two different places. So one of them I thought I was should have been able to get because that's kind of basically what I'm doing now, and so I got like what 3 years of experience doing this. So I'm like trying to figure out why I didn't get that job. I don't know because how you gonna call you somebody you do the application, they call you, they leave a message, they leave the message, you know, you don't catch the message because when I go to lay down at night, I put my phone on vibrate. I don't want to hear no kind of tones or ringing. I don't want to hear nothing, so I put it on vibrate. So when the lady had called, I had missed the call because I was like still laying down or whatever. And then so you know, you go and call the number back. I called it back one time, and it just kept ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing. So and I'm like, okay, let me call back in like another hour. So I called back in another hour, and then somebody answered the phone, and they sound mad. I don't know what the fuck. They sound mad crazy. They sound like they've been smoking a whole pack of cigarettes. They sound like maybe they did lose their voice or something. That's how they sounded. They sounded like they been yelling or something. That's how they sound like, and they lost their voice. So I'm like, but it was just how it threw me off was how they was saying something, saying what they was saying is like I told them I was returning a call because um the lady had left her name and whatever. She told me to call her back if I wanted to schedule an interview for that day or the next day. So when I called back and I talked to that person, whoever that was on the phone, they like, oh, the interviews is all booked up. I'm like thinking to myself, how the hell is the interviews all booked up if I'm the one that's supposed to be getting scheduled for the interview? So so I'm like, okay. Okay, so then I went like what I talked about yesterday. I in the other video I did yesterday, I was talking about how I had you know, cause do the application for like a driving position. So clearly, if I've had a couple, I had a few cars. I don't have like on my own or whatever. I don't have like about 5 cars, including the one I had shared or was using with my ex or whatever he want to be called, or whatever he was. Um, that was included in the 5 cars. So like, that mean like the last car I had, I know for a fact I didn't get no driving moving violations with that car. So I'm just trying to figure out. And so I told him about the whole incident with my dog, because I guess the charge that they trying to say or whatever for right now, because I had to do this probation. I think it's supposed to be pending or whatever. I don't know how that go. Cause I know when that one time a long time ago, when I got pulled over by the sheriff or the state troopers, whatever in this county, when I got pulled over by them, and then I got all a little bit crazy, and I had ended up going to jail overnight. They had dismissed the charge because the only reason why he did that is because he came on my driver's side, and he I forgot, like I wasn't paying no attention because it kind of caught me off guard. I had like a little roach. It was like this big, a blunt in my ashtray. So because of what happened and everything that transpired, I had to end up spending the night in jail, and I got out in the morning. But that from that it had got dismissed. So I'm trying to think like with the driving thing for the driving position, like why I didn't get that because I'm at my shift yesterday, and I had got an email and it was like, oh, we not da da da. So I was like, so what I'm gonna do this week is I'm gonna ask the lady that I have to go see. I'm gonna ask her, would being in this legal situation that I am, and I feel like this is all happening too because it's like I really been wanting to move out of state because I want a different um environment. I want to be somewhere else. I feel like this is why all this stuff is going on too because it's like energies and people, the energy on these people don't want me to leave. Like, why the fuck does it matter if I leave or not? You got your whole shit going on. You got what you got going on. You ain't concerned about what I got going on. You not calling me. You not checking up on me. You not doing none of that shit. So why do I need to stay somewhere that I'm not wanted? Why do I need to stay? So I feel like that's also a reason why all this. I feel like a lot of this shit is going on too. Is because people think that I'm trying to get away because I don't have people in the past like, oh, why you trying to run away from your problems? What problems? What problems do I got? If the people that I'm trying to be in a relationship with, if they chose at whatever point to walk away from me or do certain things to me to show me that they don't want to be with me, why do I need to stay somewhere where I'm not wanted? If I go around people that claim they give a fuck about me and then later on you find out or whatever that they really don't give a fuck about you or they talking about you behind your back, why the fuck do you need to stay somewhere where you're not wanted? Make that make sense. So I feel like that's why a lot of this shit going on too is because it's like people know that I'm not really fucking with this place, because the whole how people trying to do shit and they trying to do it low key and shit. So it's like, why the fuck would you want somebody to stay where you don't give a fuck about them? You don't give a fuck about if they have somewhere to be or somewhere to have a roof over their head. You don't give a fuck if they end up in the hospital or if something else happened to them. You don't give a fuck, or you ain't trying to check, or you ain't really being genuine and caring and being sympathetic. Why do you care if this person want to leave or not? Why does it matter? That's why I'm trying to figure out. So like I said, yeah, the whole thing with my dog, that's been going on. So I just this with all of that just, or as far as me going back to court and stuff, that had ended 2 months ago. So while that had ended, I had been getting a sense of like, but clearly I feel like this shit been going on the whole time. Um, Somebody is being in my apartment, well, was has been being in here while I'm not here. See, I don't know if it's the landlord, but I'm like, why would the landlord be coming in here while I'm not here? Oh, and another thing that happened while I've been here. But I had told the landlord about it, but he tried to say it happened before I moved in here. So one day, um, I think I don't know if I was putting the plastic on the window or I was taking it off because like this happened had to happen within the time that I was going through the whole being without a job for 6 months. So let me show you. Let me actually show y'all what I'm talking about, and let's see if I can see it on here. So yeah, one day I was taking the plastic off the window, or putting the plastic on the window, and I noticed that um. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but so it's like right here. So I had whited it out. It said, the slur. It said the slur, and I had covered it up with white out and stuff. So that was like I had put that on my Twitter page. Um, yep. So that was another thing that happened while I've been here, and I had told the landlord about it, and he tried to say that it happened prior to me moving in here or whatever. But I was thinking like, how the heck did that happen prior to that I moved in here? Because um, why would because before I moved in here, it was a guy that lived in here, and he was black like me too. So I would have figured he would have knew that, he would have seen that or something, because when I moved in here, he was telling me stuff, like a little bit of stuff. He was telling me why he was moving. He had phone charging. And he had only, so before the guy moved out, before the guy moved out that was in here when I moved in here, he had told me that he told me a little bit, like we had talked for a little bit, but I think he had came back and got something that a fire pit or whatever that was outside. He had came back and got that, and when he had came back and got that, I think I had started I had been here a little while, whatever, or like a couple days or something, or a week or something, and he had came back and got that, and I think he had some mail or something. So I had ended up coming outside, and I think that's how I ended up talking to him. And but it's like I feel like he would have seen that. So if that was done prior to me moving in here, he would have seen that in the window. So it's like that was another thing, like that's kind of like since I've been here, even though I told the landlord and he trying to say he's saying that that happened prior to me moving in here, but yeah, that's not like that's unexplanatory as I, cause why I'm not about to write that shit in here. And I noticed it, I seen it that day, I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I instantly got like upset. I'm like, where the fuck this come from? Like, like really? So yeah, so ain't no telling when that really happened, but I really feel like that happened while I've been in here, living in this apartment. It probably happened within the first year that I've been here, and that's probably why um it probably happened too around the time with my dog, because that was on the window, and then I said the thing that happened with his leg, and then finding the fucking bat in the apartment, and so I believe like that all happened around the same time, because if I go back in my Twitter feed, which I'm about to try to do that today, I think that happened like in 2019, because like I moved in here June, no, 2018. So I moved in here June of 2018. Yeah. So that's another thing that happened while I've been in here. And then like currently, like I said, since I had the whole thing with the court thing with my dog, that had ended, and now me being on this probation that I'm supposed to be on for a year. Um, I feel like somebody been still coming in here. Like, so basically, I feel like somebody could have been coming in this apartment the whole time I've been here, and I don't know if it's the landlord, but I feel like it could be somebody else too. Um, because just like little things, like just the sensing, like just it's the sense me sensing is just feel like it's off. And then the people around me in the neighborhood, they've been acting really weird. I feel like people been constantly trying to watch me and shit. um yeah, watching me, like I don't know if they watching me, I feel like they watching me to see what I'm doing, and they watching me because they just don't know how to fucking just mind their motherfucking business and watch themselves, or watch they motherfucking TV or whatever have you. They feel like they need to be watching me. Um, so yeah, cause it ain't no telling what's being said out here. Like, oh, she be doing this, she be doing this, she be having this person over. The only two motherfucking male figures that I don't had over here is one of them was somebody that I was dealing with off and on for a long time. The other one was like a new friend, but he done came out his mouth sideways, so I had to stop dealing with him, because I'm not about to deal with you and you just feel like you could just talk to me and treat me on any old kind of way, and that's gonna go for anybody. I'm not dealing with that shit. I'm not about to deal with it, because I'm always trying to be there for people. I'm always trying to be nice to people. I'm always trying to be work with somebody, as far as because people will show you, you know when people got like a really other side to them, they'll make sure they'll show you the good side first, and then once you start dealing with them for a while, then that's when they show you the other side, of like how they could be, how they could be towards you and shit. And I'm not about to deal with that. Like, if I know that you really not trying to commit to me like that, why am I supposed to allow you just to like talk to me or any old kind of way because you think that's acceptable? It's not acceptable, and I don't have to deal with it. If you want somebody to deal with it, you gonna have to find whoever you dealing with, somebody else. You gonna have to have them deal with it, because anytime when I was dealing with you in the beginning, I was not treating you how you feel like you think you could treat me. I wasn't treating you like that. So yeah, so ain't no telling what these people around here been saying. Then I feel like people been mad or whatever they feelings is, that I ain't been fucking with them or dealing with them or whatever. If I don't feel comfortable, or if I don't feel like I can trust you, or if I don't feel like you gonna be loyal and shit, I'm not fucking with you. And that's going for anybody here on out. Even the people that I feel like that is supposed to be loyal to me. If I feel certain kind of shit, I'm gonna keep my distance, because at the I gotta protect myself. Um, and I know a lot of shit has been being done behind the scenes, because shit wouldn't be going the way that it's going if, like I said, if shit ain't been being done. So yeah. And then it's another thing with I ain't about to say nobody name, but I feel like, well, I'm gonna say it's a celebrity. I feel like something with that has something to do with it. Like I said, I think I talked about it a little bit last night or somewhere, or maybe I just was saying that out loud. But I feel like a certain celebrity, I don't know, it's something connecting me with a celebrity. I feel like, but I just don't want to. I don't know. I want to, but it's like I was thinking yesterday, last night. I'm like, people gonna think I'm fucking crazy. People gonna be like, where the fuck is you getting this from? And all this shit like that. But it's like three top things that I can name off and say right now that I know, that I feel like, yeah. So, but like I said, if I was to like be trying to say that shit, people would be like, oh, you're trying to get clout and shit and da 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 da, and like all this stuff like that. But it's like, I don't think I'm doing that. I think I know what I know is true, and if I had the money, I would be able to prove it. Like I would be getting I would be doing a lot of certain shit to prove what I feel like is, and then if it's wrong, it'll be wrong. But if I'm right, I will be right. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna speak on that right now. But it's three things, like I said, that I could like most definitely say right now as why I feel like I feel about that. But and then it's at the same time, it's like I don't understand if it is true. I feel like this person is intentionally going against me, or feel like they got some kind of animosity to me or something. I don't know, or something of that nature. And I don't know why this person is going so hard, but I feel like if that makes you feel better, it makes you feel like you're succeeding or achieving at something, then let that be what you think, because I don't feel like that's what's gonna happen. I don't feel like yeah, I don't feel like nothing good could come out of that. Um yeah, so but it's like whoever is involved, I feel like I wouldn't be feeling like, if I'm doing the normal shit that I would normally be doing, like when I was working in healthcare, I feel like the type of routine or stuff that I was doing, as far as what I was, trying to make sure I'm good. I feel like that's the same way that I'm trying to do shit now, but I feel like people, places, and things is trying to corrupt that or block it, or self want to make it look like I'm self sabotaging it, but they doing shit low key behind the scenes. Whatever part they playing it could be a little shit, it could be a lot of shit. So yeah, because it really blew me my mind like this past week, and I'm like, I couldn't get neither one of them jobs. Like, are you for real? I couldn't get neither one of them jobs. And I'm working in retail right now. And then as of right now, I have a valid driver's license. I haven't had no moving violations within the last 7 years, because with the last car, I only had it a year, so it definitely shouldn't be no tickets or nothing with that. So it's like, damn, why wasn't I able to get neither one of those? So it's like, yeah, I really do feel like stuff is being done behind the scenes from, I don't feel like it's just one person. I feel like it's multiple or numerous of people that's got a hand to play in it. But they trying to make it like it ain't what it is. Like, oh, I'm not doing this, or I'm not saying this, or I'm not paying this person to do this or do that. But little that's be known, they is doing that shit. But they trying to be low key and sneaky about that shit. So I was just in here trying to start getting some of my stuff, more of my stuff together, because people be on that I just hope like what the, what the way people be trying to do somebody, just hope and pray that nobody don't do that to you, because it's gonna come back around. I feel like, because I ain't been out here bothering nobody. I just been going the normal motions of doing what I had to do, whether I feel like I'm on top of everything or not. I feel like I've been trying to do what I have to do. So for you to have to want to be fucking up with somebody going because you caught up in your feelings and you feel some type of way, but you can't even reach out to me to talk to me like a real human being, then that's on you, because I've been here the whole fucking time. I've been here the whole fucking time, whether it's whoever would need to talk to me. So I've been here the whole fucking time. So yeah, I just feel like if people feel like they gotta do shit and you feel like you're gonna get away with that shit, I don't feel like you're gonna get away with it, because it's gonna come back and bite your ass in the ass sooner or later. And that's basically me, to me, meaning karma. So it'll come back to you one way or another eventually, a matter of time. Yeah, because the people will be quick to be out here saying, oh, she out here fucking this person, she out here fucking that person. Oh, I seen her on the corner doing this, or I seen her popping. Where the fuck did you see me doing this shit at? Cause I know where I be at, but where you claiming you see me at? Cause I know where I be at. I know I go out and go to the store, or I go work my shift at where I'm working at, and I bring my butt right back to where I have been having over my head. All that other stuff people be talking about is like, how the fuck and where y'all be getting this information from? Who telling y'all this false ass information? It's like the video I seen yesterday when they was talking about the caseworker that that's been all on the TV. That lady, that some lady, they said, the social worker that was telling this child to go prostitute. It's like, that's what people want from me. They want me to be out here doing that kind of shit. Like, that's what they be want. That's what people that don't have no fucking sense of morals and, like, sense of whatever, they'll be want they so low vibrational, they be wanting you to do, they want you so bad to be doing crazy fucked up shit. Yeah. But you can't. But let them. Let you not be thinking like that about them. They don't want you to be thinking about that about them. trying to think what else has been going on since I've been here. What else has been going on? I think that's all caught up today. I think um besides all the other stuff too that has like when I go out and about, it's just people acting really like I already was like before all of this stuff have happened prior to 2016. I always used to have like prior to that I would have people looking at me all like staring at me and stuff. But now, like I said, in another video or whatever like that, I've said that it's like it done maximize, but I don't feel like it's a good thing because people is like they're doing it for a reason. They got some kind of motive behind it, like whether somebody really have gave them money or something. Oh, and plus, oh, another thing that has been going on the whole time, well, since I've been living here. So, after my phone had got the plan that I had because I couldn't keep up with my bill because I had lost my, got let go from my job when I first moved here. Like, it started during those 6 months that I was without a job. Um, so yeah, you would think that, okay, so the phone got cut off, so you got a backup phone or whatever, right? So you got this backup phone that you are able to use to call in and out on, and you're not gonna have to worry about, not having it because you know what the kind of phone it is. So, I'm only giving people the number that, like, if I'm calling to for them to get back to me and I leave them a message, them should be the only people that's calling me. And then it's gonna be people that, that I know or whatever. The little bit of people that I know other than my family, they gonna have the number if we communicating like that. But do you know that all of a sudden out of nowhere, because it had to be that because somebody is giving out my phone number, I started getting all these uh random calls from these, the area code will be from here, and I'll get all these random numbers. And plus I know how they people that I don't know or whatever is because your name or the number is not logged in the phone. So it's like, what the fuck? So that was happening for a long time. Now what's happened currently is not happening as much, but I'll get calls from numbers that'll be numbers that's out of state, or I don't know how people able to call people with fake numbers, but sometimes it'll be numbers that I guess is not really a phone number or something. I don't know. But cuz I guess I don't know if you could do that with the WhatsApp or whatever other kind of app that you can make phone numbers. But yeah, so that was happening a lot around the time when I like, yeah, it was after it was within the 6 months that I lost my job. So it was like all these numbers, and it was like I remember like, days where it would be like I'll be done had like at least five different numbers call from this, this area code. They'll call my phone, but I would never answer because first of all, your number is not saved in my phone with a name, and plus, I don't answer calls that I know I'm not expecting a call from, or um, or I'm yeah, I'm not gonna answer a phone number that I'm not expecting a call from, and then I don't know who the number is from. Like I'd rather let you call and let it go to voicemail, and if it's important and you leave a voicemail, I'm gonna call you back. But if you just calling and you're not leaving a voicemail, what's the point of me answering? And then and it been times too where it's been private numbers calling, so I'm definitely not answering that. So if it go to voicemail. But yeah, so it's like, yeah, that's like all of the stuff I believe for. And then like currently too, what else? Like the day, couple times I had people like, I don't know if they have somebody following me. I feel like people been like actually literally following me in their car. Cause like one day I'm going out to the bus stop, and so I'm coming down the street, and then this car, it came onto the street, and when they seen whoever was in the car, when they seen me, they pulled over and they sat there on the side where I was at. So then once I think I still got the video for that. I had end up started recording because I'm like something kind of, I don't know. So once I got past, like once I got near the car and went past the car, then they wanted to pull off. But it's like soon as they seen me, like I wasn't even near the car yet, and the car had pulled over. So that was not even the first time I had somebody do that or something similar to like that. Like, and then another time, like a boy was like, I don't know how people is doing it, like doing certain shit, because I don't know if they using these something with the what's that? What they said? There's something with the phone, the IP thing or something. I don't know. It's some way people doing that shit because I just don't know how to explain it. It's crazy, you know, that people like, especially, and I feel like it's happening more too. So it's a certain extent since I had this damn this Apple phone. That's why I want to get rid of this shit. I do like Apple to a certain extent, but I don't know if I really like it because I feel like somebody been also hacking my phone some kind of way, you know. So I really don't like Apple for that part because people shouldn't be allowed to do that, you know, because that's not good. Um, because I feel like it's been affecting my YouTube. I feel like I feel like it's been affecting all of my social media pages. I feel like it started with, excuse me, I feel like it started with Instagram. Cause yeah, something ain't right about my Instagram. It's like I don't feel like I'm controlling who I follow and shit. Like I don't know how, it's like crazy. I don't know how motherfuckers is doing that. So yeah, I feel like it's affecting all of my social media pages. Um, what else? The social media pages, the random calls from people or whoever they is. What else? Hmm. Damn, it's about to be 7 o'clock. Um. Hmm. I kind of been thinking that I wanted to start what's it called, Patreon again, but I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I'm not really for sure right now if I want to or not, but I kind of want to. Um, so I had to think about that, but I'm trying to think of other pages that's like Patreon because I had my Patreon, but all of a sudden I locked myself out of it, so it was hard to like it was really difficult to get back into the page, which that's what I didn't like about Patreon. But I did like it, but it was like I was trying to get back into that page, and it was like I was just having the hardest time. So I didn't understand that. But I'm trying to think what else, because like right now, currently, God willing, things is gonna go in my favor because I'm not trying to, like I said in my post on Twitter, I'm not trying to stop nobody from doing what they want to do or who they want to be with. I don't feel like you should be doing that to me because what do you think you gonna what's the greatest satisfaction you get out of it? It's not gonna be a long lasting satisfaction. And then you actually gonna bring that energy that you bring to somebody else, you're gonna bring that to yourself trying to do shit to somebody. You're gonna bring that energy right back to you. It's gonna go right back around and come right back to you. Um yeah, so I'm definitely trying to just keep my head up, like Tupac's song, keep my head up, cause I know I got this, um, and I'm not no weak broad or weak chick. Um, I just definitely feel like right now I'm going through the same scenario of what I had to go through when I had to move from the place I was at prior, and I was good over there, like, and that was kind of out of the city a little bit, and I was feeling good too because I had a car to get around in, so that made things a little better when I had the car. Um, well, not a little better shit. They made it real better, good, but way better. I think that got fucked up because it's like I feel like people like in a way they didn't like that I had a car and shit, and that I was like doing my own shit, and you know, when people see you have certain stuff, they don't like to see them you having it unless they have it, or they want you to they want if they don't got it, they don't want you to have it. That's why I feel like with that. So actually I feel like that with a lot of stuff. So because it's just that's all I'm just feeling lately. Like people don't want to see you doing what you need to do unless they doing it. So then when they doing it and you fucked up, it's like they feel like like they better than you, and they just got everything is just like peachy cream and shit. But yeah. So yeah. So I still been just trying to like get this shit together because you know I think it's best probably that I do move because of all the stuff that had been going on since I've been here. I think it probably is best that I do move because hopefully whoever moving here after me, they don't have to go through the shit that I was going through. But who knows? Time will tell. Um, yeah, time will tell. But it's probably best that I do move. That's what I'm feeling right now. It's like I don't. It's the only thing is like I really don't feel like I didn't want to have to move in this kind of predicament. So that's what I don't. That's the main thing that I don't like. So that's what's the only thing that's just like making me feel like kind of like frustrated right now is the whole predicament of how I'm having to move and stuff. So that's the only thing. It is probably best that I do move. Yep. So what else? I was gonna come on here later, or I was supposed to come on here what now a while ago. I was supposed to do a reading, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it now or whatever. I might do it later or tomorrow or something, cause I wanted to try to do this some more of this before for the rest of the evening or like an hour or whatever. Yeah, but I've been on here super long, but I should probably get off of here because I've been just running my damn mouth or whatever. But I feel like I need to do that because it's gonna be on here. So whether somebody hear it now or they hear it later, it's gonna be on here. And at this point, um, what is there to hide when basically people put your shit out there for you. You ain't got no choice in the matter. People and then people low key doing shit um behind the scenes. So it's like let me just put other shit out there. Since everybody feel like they got the right to dictating and moving and doing shit for you. So let's go ahead and put that out there too. Yep. And like I've always been here to talk to people, and that goes not even that's not even including my family. That's including anybody that I've tried to be in like a real serious relationship with. But at the same time, I'm not about to just like take you doing me on any kind of way. I'm allowed to express myself. I'm allowed to have a difference of opinion. I'm allowed to not agree with everything because I'm an individual and I'm a woman and I'm an individual and that's just that. Like I know I don't have all the fucking IG clothes and wigs and all that other shit. Um and nails or whatever else. But I'm still me. I'm still a woman. I'm still an individual. And the first and foremost, since I've been an adult, being out here living on my own, and definitely not wanting to like feel like I need to go back to stay with anybody. I'm gonna stick up for myself, and I'm gonna stand up for myself. I don't know why people feel like, I don't know, people be feeling like I'm not a child. Shoot, my birthday is on Tuesday, so I'm not a child. Like, you know, what you try to dictate for somebody else, don't you're not gonna want somebody to dictate it for you, or you know you're gonna have a difference in opinions about stuff or whatever. I don't feel like we was put on this earth to agree on every single thing. Like, that wouldn't that wouldn't make us who we is. It wouldn't make, excuse me, it wouldn't make us who we is, as a person. Each person wouldn't make them who they is, you know, because everybody will be trying to do or be or just go the same. I don't know. It's just like nobody is not meant to, like, just everything ain't meant to be the same. Like, and every person, in the right of right, they supposed to be able to and should be able to stick up for what's right. When you see something is not right, you supposed to be able to stand up for that. And I don't know why people feel like they gotta attack somebody because they trying to stand up for themselves and defend themselves, but you out here doing fucked up ass shit towards them, and they not doing that shit to you. Why do you feel like that's um, okay or acceptable if you not gonna want that for yourself, or you not gonna want that for the people that you claim to care about, that you do give a fuck about? If you're not gonna do that to them, or you're not gonna do certain things like that to them, why do you feel like it's okay to do it to somebody else? Because this person is not doing what you want them to do, or they not running back to you, or you feel like they gonna get bigger than you, or some weird ass crazy ass shit. It's just it's really like it's unreal. It's unreal of what people is willing to do nowadays, especially with this social media. It's like people don't took everything to a whole different, not good level, not good level at all. And everybody want to solve their problems with hurting one another, instead of you know being able to have your own opinion, and talk about it, and and agree or disagree to agree, or agree to disagree, like either or, vice versa, whatever. Yeah. But it's comfortable with putting out something that, oh, this happened to me, so and so, but you haven't even talked to this person in like years, like a lot of years, and you cut off communication first, or you chose to you know stop dealing with while you was with somebody, you chose to keep doing certain things. So why would somebody want to stay if this not there's not all scenarios together. These are separate scenarios. Like, so I've always been there to like talk to people, but if I feel like you don't want to talk, or you don't want to be bothered with me, then I'm just gonna I have to figure out how to do what I need to do, and just leave it alone. Because like they say, sometimes it's better just to leave things where it's at. Because especially if neither one of the people or parties involved is not putting no effort into it, then maybe it should be just left where it's at. If you the first person to cut off communication, and make it known that you don't want to communicate with this person, and they were still trying to reach out to you when they the way that they knew how you gonna fault them? So I don't know, but I know I've been on here super long because it's over 60 minutes. So let me get off here, and I just was like gonna finish what I was doing. And yeah, that's that. And I'll probably be back on soon or whatever to do some kind of video. All right, see y'all later, and see you in the next video. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and I will continue to upload videos when I feel like I want to. Thank you, and I'll see you later.